Hello and welcome to the Underpowered podcast, the gaming podcast where we battle our backlog, revealing what is worth your time, money, and of course, energy. I'm Shelby Stokes, and back again, Philip Karen.
Hello.
And the man with the re-return, the hairless Casey Cool. You're muted.
And I had to just do right. No, it was an anniversary gift for my wife. So you can tell how she felt about my long hair for the last 2 years.
So you're muted for the first part, but your anniversary gift to your wife was to shave that mane.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. I
okay.
Unmuted you. My bad.
Sorry. Oh, that was on you. Okay.
Yeah,
Wasn't my fault. No. Yeah, you can tell how I felt about my hair for the last 2 years. So I was like,
whoa, this is quite a bit of insight. I don't really know how deep we should go.
Listen, she was not a fan. She said I look like a homeless. That was her.
Is that right? Were you just like having men's hair care products show up on the doorstep? Like, oh, weird, a razor came. Isn't that the weirdest thing, honey?
It was really just, I did get like a conditioner and a separate shampoo. That's about it.
It wasn't like, hey, Casey, welcome to the men's shave club, the $1 shave club.
No, dude, when you grow your hair out, you don't wash it a lot. You water wash it, but you don't use a lot of products. I use conditioner like once every 4 days, and I use shampoo once every 6.
Time out. No, yeah. You didn't.
Yeah.
Dude, you gotta wash that hair.
I did. I water wash it because I have really thick, wavy hair.
Oh man.
So my hair like poofs up.
I don't know that I could do that. There's no way. In fact, I guarantee you I could not go weeks without washing my hair. I don't care how long it is.
7 days. And then I again water wash. It's still getting wet. It's still getting that.
And
it's getting conditioned every 4.
A week.
And the conditioner washes it out too. Yeah, it's a week. But okay. It's still, you're acting like I'm not rinsing it.
No, but I mean there's a whole trend to like take care of your body and be natural right now. Phil, where do you land on this?
Listen, I have to wash my hair every day. Yeah, here I get kind of itchy scalp, man. I get a little dander, little head and shoulders. I gotta keep it crisp.
Yeah, I got dander like once and then it freaked me out. And ever since then I've washed it every day. But to Casey's point, my wife washes that hair like once every 4 or 5 days. So there's some method to the madness.
Either way, you're looking crisp.
Hey, I appreciate it, Phil. You're being positive. It's not unheard of. You guys are acting like I'm doing this wild thing. Like, it's very common.
No, I'm acting like you're doing this wild thing.
You had long hair when I met you.
I did. But so here's the deal. When I had long hair, I was a swimmer. So like I was on multiple swim teams. So it was like chlorine would just kill whatever was in my hair. It was like you could break off my hair.
Your hair was frizzy. You had the frizzies. But it was nice.
For sure. So one of our friends has decided to stop using deodorant and instead is cutting a lime and then just rubbing the lime on the armpit.
One of our friends or one of yours and your wife's friends?
My wife and I definitely. I don't know if you've met this individual. Maybe so. Is this live, Coffee Bean? Yes, it is. Live high five for sure. Yeah. Coffee Bean, where do you land on deodorant and or rubbing live limes under your arms?
That's good. Wait.
The internet wants to know.
The internet wants.
How's it working? I guess is my question.
My wife went to dinner with this individual recently and just like, well, she didn't stink. And I'm like, yeah, you were at a restaurant. I would hope not. Like, I don't know.
Maybe the smell of grease was just too.
Yeah. What would flash into my mind is my wife just giving this person a very extended hug. Just like, oh, it's so nice to see you. Immediately
very
get citrusy. Out of the
very citrusy.
I can tell you to move to my inner fat kid. And speaking of lime, so I have to tell you this. Okay. I made a killer dessert for my kids. This is for all the parents out there that don't want to go like buy a milkshake or a ton of ice cream. You know, limeade, like the frozen concentrate lime.
Oh yeah.
If you buy that and with vanilla ice cream and you put it in the blender with some graham crackers at the end for crunch, it's like a key lime pie. And the kids.
Ooh, that sounds good.
It's really good. Yeah. So you just use the frozen concentrate. That's for all the fat kids out there. This is our new podcast called Being Fat with Casey.
Dude, we totally should start a Being Fat podcast. It'll be like the opposite of a weight loss. It'll be a weight gain podcast.
Yes.
Yeah,
so I think that's what the people really want. They want that in video games.
and video games. That's right. And we took a couple weeks off, so I'm gonna work through a couple of the video games that I've been playing. Mind if I hop in?
You please do, because I'm
Please
excited here.
do. So I have played and beaten Guardians of the Galaxy is one game that I've played. You can see it flashing on the screen now if you're watching live or on video. Essentially, this game got a lot of rap out of, or kind of a bad rap out of the gate because it was like too much Marvel all the time. I can't do it. And yeah, Marvel's everywhere. It's a little bit all over the place. I really enjoyed this game though. I am a Marvel fan unapologetically. I've said it here multiple times. This is a very narrative based game, very linear. Action combat. There are skill trees that you can pop points into, but it's not super deep. The thing that really kept me going through this game was the narrative was pretty strong. I felt like there was a lot of ways that they could just kind of rinse repeat the other Guardians movies that have came out, and this one felt that it was of the same caliber and really worked as a video game. I think it may have worked better as a video game than it did a movie, to be honest with you. I thought the action was good. The story was good. Yeah, I really enjoyed my time with this.
People really like this game. How do you feel now beating it and knowing that Square is selling this studio off?
Yeah, I know. I was kind of thinking of that. Like as I'm playing it, I was like, this is a really good game. I can't believe they sold it. It doesn't like shock me only because I think what Square is really looking for is a game that has legs. And this is a very good narrative. Like you play through it, you finish the narrative, and there's really not a ton of reason to go back and replay this at all.
Right.
I kind of followed an FAQ because I wanted to see all the outfits on the characters. So I got about 90%, restarted, and got the first one that I missed.
You're getting the game's NFTs. I understand. Okay.
Dude, I have not bought any more. I have not bought any Guardians NFTs. But I would buy a Marvel NFT, even though it's probably too expensive for me and I am cheap. So there you go. Unless they want to play in half-used limes. In that case, I'm all over it.
Okay.
What was the time to beat?
Oh, good question.
Yeah, for Shelby. What was the time for beat for Shelby?
That's a good question. I usually just go to how long to beat, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cheat here. But
5 to 30?
17 and a half hours or 20 for the main and all the extras. And I probably landed somewhere in there. This game didn't seem too challenging. Like there wasn't really places I got stuck. There was a couple places I died 2 or 3 times, but for the most part, I worked through it pretty quickly.
Nice.
It was a slow burn for me. It was one of those games that I kind of started while I was playing something else, and I didn't really get fully invested in it until about 3 hours in. And then I was like, oh, okay, I see what this game's doing. And from there, I was pretty much just running through it. The end of the game, like it ends, and then there's another like hour, or maybe not even an hour, maybe just like 20 minutes, but it felt like it was tacked on, to be honest with you. So anyway, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I think it's worth playing.
Try it.
Maybe not buying. Yeah. I mean, you know,
Game Pass or GameFly.
Yeah, I mean, this one is on Game Pass. I had a buddy lend it to me, and it also popped up on Game Pass, so it's there. It feels like a Marvel game. It plays like a Marvel game. The action's kind of fun, not super deep, but for the most part, I enjoyed it. I'd say try it, maybe not buy it, borrow it, rent it, something of that nature, because you'll be able to chew through it in a couple of sittings.
And Chubby chugging a bit.
And also, like Cosmo the dog, like the dog in the astronaut suit, freaking awesome in this game. Awesome.
Okay.
Thick Russian accent, like very, very funny.
Nice.
So, I mean, I assume that it was its own story, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it was its own narrative. How do you feel about video games based on films or based on, because I have always steered clear. So for me, my own personal bias is that the minute I see something, even if the mechanics I think are going to be really good, I immediately avoid it, because I've had so many games that I've played that felt like tack-ons, that felt like, oh man, there's someone's trying to sweep a couple $1 million at the end here, trying to cash in. So what are your thoughts?
For the most part, I'm the same. I have the same feelings you do. Like steer free of anything that's tied directly into a movie franchise. That said, the stuff that's been coming out of Marvel for video games, I think has been pretty good. Well, let me back that up. There's been a lot of stuff coming out from Marvel, and some of it is shovelware phone game, which is not super great. I think the Spider-Man games by Insomniac are really good. I was pretty happy with this one, but it still felt very similar to the film. So it's not like it's a standalone experience, you know?
What's the one we'll talk about in news? The Sons of Midnight? No, Midnight. It's the new one coming out with Blade.
Yeah, like the new XCOM style Marvel game.
Yes.
Right? They were talking about the Hulk and Venom during Summer Games Fest. That one looks good. You know, I haven't really dove into like all of
Midnight
the
Suns,
hype around it. Midnight Suns, yeah, and I believe it's a comic series.
It is. It's the one that Blade's in and a couple other guys. It's a good one.
Yeah, so I mean, it was a pretty good time. It was a pretty good time. If you've been watching this channel, you know that Mr. Phil has been taking on the soccer legends in Mario and Luigi's Mario Strikers. Well, no Luigi, right? Mario's Strikers.
I mean, what I will say is this podcast will go down as having the best transitions between you and Casey. The two of you, where there's a will, there's a way, and you will find a way.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna force this conversation where we want it.
I love it because it's super helpful for me because I find transitioning and conversation really awkward. So I'm like, I will wait for the two of you who are the masters to transfer. So I did 2 streams of this, and then my son played for 5 hours this weekend, and yeah, it's good. I think that Casey in last week's podcast nailed it right on. The hyper strikes, whenever you have a game mechanic that you can make a goal and it's unblockable if you hit it perfectly and it's worth double the points.
Yeah, that's
like, yes, it's hard at the higher levels. I can see now as I'm playing the game a lot more. It's harder to pull off a hyper strike because you really do need to charge up. And if you're playing against real people, right, they have to be out of position in order to land one.
Right.
But it's still. I think that they either needed to have the competitive mode be without the hyper strikes. I find it way more engaging when you're playing a game and you're into it and you're passing and you're doing all these things, and then all of a sudden a hyper strike orb comes and you're like, oh, I got to abandon everything I'm doing and go get that thing. It kind of takes away from the experience. On the last stream last night, I finished the cup mode on normal. So I beat all the cups. It was very easy. But then I realized after the credits, thankfully, that there's a galactic mode, which I assume is just hard mode. So I am going to probably do one more to try to beat those and see if I can beat those. The gear is cool, right? The gear is cool, unlocking. And
the gear is really cool. I really like that concept and how you could perk out a player. Because if you like, hey, I'm really good at, I saw someone make a Donkey Kong with all passing. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Where I'd be like, I'm going to make him power in like part passing or something like that because I want to play defense because he's big and takes up so much.
Yeah.
I think there's something there with that too.
Yeah. I see Coffee Bean in the chat is saying any suggestions for summer break, and this could be one of those, right? I mean, do you think that there's potential for co-op here, or how much depth is there? Phil, you got through the original game. Are you going to keep going in it?
Games like this, look, if sports games aren't your niche, this is probably not it for you. It's all going to be on their competitive mode. So they have a season, I think, that's coming out in 5 days is when the season launches. But back to the gear. What is actually really good about the gear, to Casey's point, is that it does actually affect the game. So I had a character that was pretty low. I had a character that was.
Thanks, Big Doug.
Big Doug says you look 10 years younger.
I know. I see it. Yeah,
He's
right.
Have you been carded at a bar yet? I don't know. I mean,
I quit getting carded when I was 18. I'm good.
I lowered my one of the character's strength. I think it was probably Yoshi's all the way down and put shooting all the way at the top, scoring all the way at the top, and then
because he's kind of fast naturally, right?
That's right. Yeah. That's exactly right. And so when I shoot with Yoshi and I do a charge-up shot, it actually knocks the goalie over. And if I try to tackle somebody, I can't knock them over. So the gear does actually affect the way in the playstyle. So there is depth there, but I don't know that you're going to get through the whole summer on this game.
I also think you should turn off items.
I agree.
Does it just feel too cheap when you roll on somebody with items?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's there. I think if you could make them really, really low, like a 1% chance or something, you could do the drop rates. That would be cool. We can close the chug video. But I did some really heavy thinking about this game because it does have a lot of really cool qualities and it could be really competitive. I think another improvement they could make is allow a 5th player to be the goalie.
Yeah.
Right. Well, they do play it seriously. There is people playing like people making little clubs, and you can play your clubs, right, Phil? Is that my understanding? You can join clubs.
Yeah. So essentially, what they're going to do is in 5 days.
That's from Big Doug in the chat.
In 5 days they're going to have the leagues where you can join up with a league, and it's going to be kind of like I don't know what football is or soccer is to the rest of the world, where you're going to get in a league and then you have tiers to that league, and you can move up through the league and move down through the league and get promoted to different leagues as you go on, depending on how
Can you be put in relegation?
That you get into the C league or whatever the bottom is, and just like we're done. I mean, yes,
relegated.
The game has depth to it. I think here's the problem, right? I think that Nintendo in general has, whenever they have a competitive game that has potential, I don't think that they want their brand to be competitive gaming. This game has a lot of potential. Like if you dialed it in, if you made some what I was saying on stream last night was if you made some defensive hyper strikes, then you could balance it out. But they don't want to support it. I don't think that they want to. They don't want to support the competitive element that much.
Sounds like you need some hyper strikes.
Big
Doug is dragging you on your ability to soccer it up.
I crush him at every game. I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh my gosh! I feel like we should have a tourney or something.
Bro,
oh my goodness!
Look at my Smash record. Ask him who's the captain now.
What is that game where they used to take him on stage and make him play arcade games? We should do that with
the Nintendo World Championships.
Yeah.
Yeah. They brought those back.
Nintendo World Championships.
Yes, I've heard of it. And that was the thing in The Wizard. That was like my favorite movie as a kid, the Fred Savage movie. Gosh. Love it.
I have to address this comment in the chat. Casey not feeling a haircut. Shelby, Divinity Original Sin was unplayable. I will never forgive you. Divinity Original Sin is a good game. I'm here to say I'm too much of a wiener to ever actually beat it because I am not good at video games, but I stand by it. That is a good game.
It's not as good as actual D&D. I have something back to Mario Strikers really quick. Phil, do you think this could have been a free-to-play game?
I mean, it definitely wasn't worth $60. I mean,
that's the other thing. I think it could have been a free-to-play game. They could have made you buy like perks or other things. If they want to add DLC, maybe, but like. Or like you pay gems, or you only have so much energy a day. You do that. This could have been some. I'm like feeling bad about it. Or you should just let them play as much as you want. But you just like Pokemon Unite. Like Pokemon Unite, I really like that that's like the first time like, hey, here's a competitive game that lets you play. It's free for play or free for all. And yeah, I don't think this is worth $60. That's the thing. I don't think, like you said. So what's the price point?
Well, Nintendo put Mario on the box, so I mean, $60 all day, every day, right? As long as it has Mario in the title, it feels like they're getting away with 60.
Yeah, I don't know. It should be like 20, dude. I think right now in its current state.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, there's just not enough to do. Like I said, I sat on stream, right? We had a guy on stream the other night on my very first night streaming, and he was super cool, and he just chatted with me the whole night, and he was like, "Oh, try the cups out," and I blazed through the cups in an hour and a half, pretty much without losing. So if that's, what else do you have? I mean, what other content do you have? And to Doug's point, Smash is like, looking at Super Smash Brothers, that is one of the most creative fighting games. Yeah. It's one of the few games that actually has true custom combos, and you can have these unique moments, and whereas a lot of the other fighting games, Street Fight, like it's all about landing the combos and the counters. Whereas Smash, it's all, and they slept on it for years and years and years.
Movement game.
You think about it, Smash defined its own fighting game, right?
Yeah,
like there were a lot of games that could not hang as a platform fighter for many years.
Dude,
I think there's a couple that have popped up in the last 5 years, but prior to that, they sat alone.
I have been playing a new platform fighter actually pretty often.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Rifles of Aether.
Oh, that's right. You played this a little bit with your cousin or something, right?
Yeah, or when my wife had her son's friends up, but I've been playing it a bit, and it's fun. They're making a 3D model one right now. But that's one I would
consistently.
I'll play it like once a week. Like Triangle Strategy is my big thing right now. But I had a lot of hopes for Mario Strikers. But this is just a really fun game. It's cool, 8-bit art. The characters are all animal based, but there's elements, right? So there's fire, wind, water, and earth or wood.
Wind, water, earth.
And I don't believe they give you an advantage, but it's like a style, right? Like the lion's really aggressive, powerful. I like the bug in the earth. He's a rhino beetle. I don't know why I gave the rhino horn there for that, but
rhino beetles unite.
And the orca dog here is pretty rad too. But it's creative characters. It's really good platforming. The characters are actually all, from what I feel like so far, like you could be competitive with a lot of the characters, right? Like in Smash, because the roster's so big, there's some characters that just can't hang, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And go ahead, Shelby.
No, I agree. Like, I think that one of the downsides to Smash is that the roster is so big that some of those characters just don't hold up at all.
Right.
So how many characters are in here? Like 8, 10? Is that
there is one of the DLC characters, the hidden character is Shovel Knight, who I have. They got Shovel Knight in here. They've got, I think it's 12 characters. Or no, 16 because it's 4 versus 4. It does look like Mega Man. I love me some Mega Man. Mega Man's awesome.
Well, you know what I was thinking about when I saw this? Hold on. I saw this trailer.
You mean Mega Man? What do you mean about Mega Man?
What is that? Is that a thermos?
No, it's the Mega Man Buster, and it's I took the battery out, but it lights up and it shoots, dude.
It lights up and it shoots?
Yeah, hey, 100 when we get 100 subs or follows, I will do a cosplay episode at Mega Man.
Oh, now we're talking.
Yeah.
Are you gonna shave your head for that too?
No, yeah, it's actually all body paint. No way, dude. I'm way too old for that.
Body paint. Body paint.
Oh my! What is the Twitch standard on that? Because all I have to do is up here, and then
I've seen a lot of Twitch streamers get away with a lot. I think you're good. I think we can make it happen.
Seeing that trailer reminded me of what's coming out tomorrow.
I have it downloaded and ready to go.
I was watching trailers on it today. The new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
I like that. So let's move
to news. I'd like to talk about that. Yeah.
One thing that I feel like I have to bring up is that me and the boys went out and we played a virtual reality game this weekend at an actual VR place. No, we were not in a park in Oculus headsets, even though we were thinking about it. So me and 3 other guys got together. We were up and we basically sat in a room. We all had chest packs and VR headsets and little PCs strapped to our backs, and they gave us props to shoot down aliens. And I tell you what, it was a blast.
This is it right here. I mean, this is the beginning.
Are these dudes I know you went with? Where was our invite, Shelby?
It was in the mail. It was in one of the mailboxes that you didn't check. It went to www.where'syourbeard.com.
Oh. It's gone.
It was only bearded people. I had to grow it out just for this.
I'd love to see you with a beard.
I can't do it, man. I
know that's exactly right. Where'syourbeard.com.
I can't do it, but I mean, the VR is the future. This one was cool. Yeah. You wore the chest packs. They had friendly fire, so when somebody shot you in the back, you started vibrating uncontrollably. So you really find out who your friends are when one of them just continually shoots you in the back.
Were they shooting you on the back on purpose, or are they just bad?
No, definitely on purpose. Definitely shooting each other on purpose.
I'm
For
shooting
certain.
everybody in the butt or the groin. Plow.
It was I didn't have a vibration pack on my butt because that would have been borderline inappropriate. Yeah, it's kind of crazy though, because you get in there, you do the experience, and they're just like, hey, by the way, you could get another one at half price right now. And I'm like, gosh, if I could just get a membership to this place and like come in and play through all the experiences, I feel like that'd be cool.
How long is the session?
This was an hour.
Is it only like the sci-fi shoot 'em up? Is there anything like I want to be a knight and my friends are wizards and dragons?
I believe there were 3 or 4 experiences. Don't quote me on that. I know the one that they were pushing pretty hard was a horror one. So it was like zombies in an abandoned farmhouse.
Nope.
And then they were coming out with a sequel to the first one they had released. So they were really pushing the second one. I don't know. So at least 3, like there's 3 there, including the one we did. But it was a lot of fun. The future is here. I broke one of the guns. I like whipped it around and broke off one of the sensors. I was
no.
Here.
Did they charge you?
They're like, that doesn't normally happen. I was like, oh no, dude, I don't know what to tell you. This is your problem now.
You were just going way too hard.
And I'm out of here. Yeah.
That's right. That's only one way to get first place, baby. Take this thing seriously.
Well, I was thinking about that. So this weekend I took my son to Arena Sports and we did the laser tag for the first time in a really long time. But you can see how an experience like this, like the VR experience, over time with enough time and investment is going to evolve into something like that, where you're in a bigger room, walking around, going around, and then you're going to have interactive things, whether it's cold air blowing on you, right? Different levels. They just need the time to develop new experiences, but we're almost there.
Yeah, I mean, in this one, they actually had a whole bunch of fans set on the front wall, and then they took us up in an elevator and dropped us. When they dropped us, they turned the fans on high, and you could feel the wind hitting you in the face. And it was like, the wind's not even moving in the right direction, but it still felt like it was falling through space. So they're kind of doing a little bit of that. One thing that I thought was cool was that there were 4 players. 2 of them had shields, and the other ones had like bigger, badder guns. So there was like some gameplay elements where you could physically move in the space and like shield your team by holding up like the shield. So there's some pretty smart stuff happening. And I just once everybody's through that like tutorial experience, that they're really going to start making it more RPG like or more challenging and introduce different gameplay elements. So I was excited about it. I enjoyed it. It was a good time.
Nice.
No. Now, as previously mentioned, is it time for
the news? So yeah, Ninja Turtles comes out tonight at midnight.
How many pizzas does that come with?
2 personal pizzas if you bought the physical copy, like we talked about last week.
Are you going to share them with your kids, or are you not going to share them with your kids?
I can't get full on that. That definitely would go to the kids. So Ninja Turtles, the reviews coming
this is
out
a daddy pizza. You will eat your vegetables.
I wish. The reviews are coming in, and it's getting pretty solid reviews, like a lot of 88s, high 80s, low 90s. And I have it ready to go. I'm very excited, and I will be spending my son's last day of school is tomorrow. My last day of school is on Friday for summer vacay, and I plan to put a lot of times. But I think this is going to be a hot game for the summer because it's 6-player online.
Yeah, I saw that. 6? You said 6 players?
Yeah. Shelby, let's talk about the other elephant in the room about how you won't buy Nintendo Online.
It's because I'm a cheapie.
You went and did VR for an hour. It's $20 for the year.
To be fair, I just, in order so I could start streaming, I did just buy Nintendo Online, and I used all my points, so it only cost me $8.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I mean, like, if I actually had a reason to use it, I'd pay for it. But it turns out I don't like getting my butt kicked in Smash Brothers. Therefore, if I don't have it, I can't address the fact that I'm terrible at Smash. You see how this works?
Yes. Would you be interested in a nice beat 'em up though? Because we could co-op online. Casey Jones looks pretty rad.
Is that who you're going with? Are you gonna main Casey Jones?
Okay, I've had this thought, and I will save it actually for a thoughtful question later, and people can poll in the chat. Which Ninja Turtles are we? And let's put Spool in the mix and other people in the Ninja Turtle universe. So think about that, and that'll be our final segment.
Oh my
thoughtful
gosh!
Thought, okay.
Oh, that's
ruminate on that one.
I can't believe you just said, "Are you gonna main Casey Jones?"
Are you gonna main Casey Jones?
As if he's going down a 40-hour campaign of like building out this character with armor.
Oh no, Shelby knows I will. I think Shelby's like, no, Phil, you gotta understand. He's gonna do that.
Are you gonna platinum this thing?
I'm gonna do everything I can in this game.
Okay. Is Shredder
I have
playable?
so many hours on Turtles of Time. I think I have at least like 500 hours in my childhood on Turtles in Time. I played that game every day for like from first grade to third grade. I like there'd be days off, but there'd be long hours. But any chance I got, that was what I wanted. Ninja Rap, I'm a huge Turtle fan.
Go Ninja, go Ninja.
So this is kind of a big game for you.
Yeah, huge Turtle fan. I collect all the graphic novels. I'm very excited, and I'm excited that it's good. I'm excited that people are liking it because the turtles are awesome.
It looks good.
They brought back the surfboards in some of those levels.
The sewer hoverboards. I know.
Some bad memories for some people.
Yes.
Isn't that?
Yeah. I mean, that's Battletoads, the different creature.
Gotcha.
The hover bike levels. No, those levels I think were always fun. I think this is the thing. This game is like one of the best arcade beat 'em ups. It's really well balanced, and it's an experience that I love that they're bringing back. And the company did that. They just did the remake of the Scott Pilgrim game that people loved. That was on Xbox Gold, and they did Streets of Rage 4. So they've got good credentials, and I would actually like to see them do their own property next. I would be like, hey, just make up something new.
Yeah.
I'd like
to see it's exciting. And if you have been watching the news, you've been inundated with all of the Summer Games.
Johnny Depp. Oh, right.
Yeah. Oh,
right.
Yes. Amanda Heard.
Yes.
Defecating in Beds, our new segment.
It's a prank war, right? They were having a prank war. That was
prank war. Ha ha ha. Do you guys see that SNL where it's like the housekeepers and the people at the mansion like showing up and finding it? Pretty choice. Pretty good stuff.
Okay.
I'm a sucker for SNL. What can I say? So yeah, Summer Games Fest happened, and it would be silly for me to try to go through and list out every title. I've been kind of searching in some news. I would say Shack News is a pretty good article that talks about everything that was said on all of the streams. It's almost too much to grasp. So I figured we just go through and talk about our highlights from the show.
Yeah. Wait. Phil, you go first.
Well, my first one is Frost Giant Studios. That's my RTS game that I'm super excited about. But I do have a complaint about it, and this is about in general. I know that developers have to develop hype around their game, but I just want to see gameplay footage, man. I don't want to watch Summer Game Fest and then see a 2-minute trailer about the hypothetical story and not see any. Like, we don't have anything. We don't have any stills. We don't have. So for those that don't know, Frost Giant Studios took a bunch of the developers from some of the greatest RTSs of all time, right? Warcraft, StarCraft, brought them all together. They made their own studio, and they're rebuilding a brand new real-time strategy game from the ground up on a brand new engine. So it should be cool. I'm super excited for it. The beta is going to be next year. But once again, this is what you got, right? We didn't get to see any gameplay footage. Now you have to wait another 9 months, and then maybe you'll see some stills. It's like when you meet, you have two sets of friends, right? You have the one set of friends that jumps straight into multiplayer, and you have the other set of friends that plays the campaign and does all of that, right? I just want to see, just show me how the game's going to play. You know what I mean?
Are you more interested in the story or the actual multiplayer integration?
Yeah, probably the actual multiplayer.
Gotcha. Yeah, I have not watched this trailer yet, but I see it looks very pretty, like very, very high res. Does the trailer, you said you'd rather see gameplay, obviously. Does this trailer do anything for you in regards to the story? Or are you just like, okay, just give me the goods?
Yeah, just give me the goods. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you watch the trailer, like you said, it looks beautiful, it looks cool. The whole thing is like, oh, we can learn a little bit more about the lore, but it's like, what it's going to be. It's like some sort of alien race versus some sort of human race, and then they're going to fight each other. So it doesn't really give any context to get me hyped up. And I feel like like I said, I understand the logic behind it, that developers need to get buy-in and they need to go, oh, we're working on something here. And like, this is what we have, and like buy into it and invest in. But as a gamer, I just want to see, just show me the gameplay footage. You know, it makes me think back to when YouTube first came out. StarCraft 2 was the Wings of Liberty was first coming out, and they had whole long segments from Blizzard where they would like, this is how the zealots move, and like this is how the units move, because it's like a whole new game, you know. And that's what I'm into. That's what I want to see. Just show me the gameplay footage. How does it play? Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the games that I was super excited about coming out is what is this called? Callisto Protocol. This is from the team that used to do Dead Space.
Yeah.
And this is essentially like a spiritual successor to Dead Space. If you've been following this whole Dead Space announcements that have been going around for the last couple of years, they announced a remake of the original trilogy, but it was kind of like, is it going to be a 1-to-1 remake? Is it going to be like a reboot, like a Resident Evil 2 style remake that we saw just recently? Like, what is it going to be? I was like, come on, like, I don't want a remake. I want like a new entry in the series. This is that. This is a new entry in the Dead Space series that feels like Dead Space, looks like Dead Space. They're kind of playing with that game mechanic where you can actually like remove limbs from enemies, and that's how you kind of do a little bit more damage, which I always thought was kind of a cool integration in the original Dead Space. So this game has got me super hype. I'm ready.
Well, and that first Dead Space, I mean, the original Dead Space, and I noticed that the character had like a health bar on his neck, which is exactly from the original Dead Space. The original Dead Space, I would say, is probably top 20 games of all time. Like the fact that you had limited ammo and then you were always in these stressful situations, like, I got to get to the next ammo crate so I could get more ammo for my guns. Like when I played that campaign, even though it was only like 15 hours, I think is what the original one was, I was stressed the entire time. I'm like, and they did a great job with ambiance.
And the weight of that first Dead Space, you know, like you could actually feel when you took damage and fell back, and the animation took a while to get back up. Like you felt the weight of the suit and the gun and the scarce ammo really played together very well in that first game, which made it so memorable. And then as they went on to 2 and 3, it was way more action, and you know, it was good. And I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong, but it didn't have that same like heaviness and impact that the first game did. I feel like this could return to that form, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Yeah. How about you, Casey? Anything that jumped out for you at Games Fest?
I don't know. Believe it was at Games Fest. The one thing I keep thinking about is the Final Fantasy 16 trailer. Hold on one second. My computer's about to die.
Oh, there was an FF16 trailer?
I posted it in our Discord, which if you're listening or watching on Twitch, I'll drop a link into now.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I posted in the Discord.
I tried to grab all of those. I must have missed it.
No. It was in the general chat. That's why it would be missed.
Got it.
But if
I see people are talking about Warhammer. I purposely did not include the Warhammer news. So.
Oh, here's the one that actually I got really excited about. It's called Plucky Squire.
Yeah, this one looks cool. This one I do have the link to.
Okay. Yeah, Plucky Squire is one that I told everybody in our Discord. I said, hey, it looks like something. Just watch it all the way through, because there's a nice, like, you're gonna think it's one type of game, and then you're gonna see what it's actually like. Very excited about this. It's gonna be on all consoles.
Where's the bearded dude? He's gone. He's gone, Nathaniel. We shaved him.
Where's the bearded dude? You guys treat me like I'm a Yeti. Like, where's the bearded guy? I am the bearded guy. Okay, at work, my students have never seen me without long hair, and there's a lot of coworkers, because they're new people in the building, that have only known me with the beard and long hair. A couple people walk by me like, I thought you were a sub. Like, it's like, who are you? I'm like, oh, well, guys.
It sounds like you go rob a bank or something.
Yeah, for this game, I love how it gets to this book, and it gets to the end of it, and he pops out, and so this whole little background's open. There's like another little open world. Like that coffee mug is a level, right? It's a different type of game. It's like a rail shooter, right?
Illegal says he's in mourning for your hair, by the way, Case.
It'll always come back. And this, I'm really excited about that. That one looks really, really fun.
Yeah, so like what I put in the Discord as soon as I saw this is like my favorite part of Mario Odyssey was like jumping from 2D to 3D, and this game looks like it saw that and it's just like, oh, let's make a game out of that concept specifically, and I think it looks really cool.
In here, I'm gonna link it in our personal chat if you want to link to the Final Fantasy one and the one in our thing here. But this game looks super fun, and the other thing that sold me at the end of the book, it's really subtle. It's a punch out level. It's the same ramp. He fights. It's the same view. I was like, oh, nice. And it's super hand drawn. This game looks in fuego.
No, what game is? Oh, this is FF16.
Final Fantasy 16.
Okay. Nice.
And the director who took over it is the one who turned Final Fantasy 14 around. He's got Yoki. Oh God, I can't think of his name.
This one. Yeah, I did watch this. I thought this was a brand new game. This is a brand new game. This is not the MMO, or is it the MMO?
No, this is just a traditional like Final Fantasy 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, okay,
7 remake.
Gotcha. So this is a brand new game. I did watch this. This is a crazy trailer. Like it's like Godzilla types going at it, right?
And people are trying to figure out if it's a solo. Yoshi P is his nickname. It's Yoshida is the director, or Naiko Yoshida, but they call him Yoshi P. And the people working on this team has like been making all the hot stuff for Square, and it makes me want to get a PS5. I'm like, oh, every time I watch this, I'm like,
And it really looks like it's kind of bringing back that combat that the new FF7 remake was into, right?
Yeah. Did you play that?
I didn't, but JRP July is coming, and I think that maybe
you saw what I was going for. Look at you.
Is that where you were going? Is that where you were going?
I was doing some teasing. Yeah. Everyone be on the lookout for that. We'll be talking about that.
Illegal talking about the last game. Looks cool. Looks like a bedroom. Actually, something in Andy's room or Toy Story. For sure.
It does.
Yeah, I think that looks cool.
It drip style, ooze style, that game. But so does this game. This game is like visually like wow, and it looks kind of dark and heavy at times too, which I like.
Yeah, I don't know anything about FF at this point. It's just like, okay, magic wizards throwing balls of fire at one another.
They're all standalone. Yeah. The worlds don't connect. They're all like separate books.
Nice.
Right? So you could play one and be like, oh, okay, and be fine.
What I think is really interesting, right, is that whenever I see these new like almost third person games, I think back to where this all started with Kingdom Hearts, and how Kingdom Hearts, I think, was one of the first games that kind of did this whole like the meshing together of the leveling up system with the like open world combat where you actually have to hit buttons. That's like that kind of moved away from the turn-based. It looks cool to me. I haven't played a Final Fantasy in a long time, and I'm going to be honest, I was a little bit of a hater for the Final Fantasy VII remake. And the only reason why I didn't play it, and the reason I didn't play it was because I was annoyed that it wasn't the full game and that it was being done in installments and that it's only to where you escape Midgar. And
I don't like it either.
Right.
I don't like that either. But I also know they made Midgar a 90-hour campaign somehow. So I was like, okay.
Gosh.
So you got.
I'm excited because I don't hold the reverence for FF17, so I'm excited to like get it and experience it as 7. Excuse me. So I'm excited. The other thing I'm very excited for, which I didn't expect to be this jazzed for, is the new Cuphead DLC. I am jonesing for this thing all of a sudden.
Looks fun.
Yeah, so I mean, I played through Cuphead, loved it. I want to go back. I want to be able to
play with friends online though. Like if they added that feature,
really?
That'd be spectacular.
Yeah. Dude, you should come out to the studio. We should do another Cuphead.
Think about it. I was gonna talk to you about that. I would love to do that. Or we should do a get together for Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, but you have to dress up as one of the Ninja Turtles.
Again, we could talk about this at our final segment. Random thoughts or shower thoughts.
Shower thoughts. If it's a Ninja Turtle, which one would I be?
Yeah. Did you two? So when I posted the TikTok today or the YouTube short today of the two of you when you died right at the very end of that. Have you two finished Cuphead? Did you beat the whole game?
I beat it with the help of my buddy Crow. He was at Big Doug's apartment. We stayed up one night. He carried hard. I got really far and I could do a lot, but I like playing. I like the co-op experience of that, to be honest with you. I think it's way more exciting.
I
think it's harder.
Solo. And Solo, I had some difficulty with it. It was one of those things where I want to throw a controller out the window. But to Casey's point, I think they do ramp the difficulty with multiple people, it feels like.
Yeah.
One other thing that was posted in our Discord, and I know I'm kind of pushing us a little bit, but there's a lot to talk about. High on Life is a new game from one of the creators of Rick and Morty. It feels like a Rick and Morty game. Someone posted on our chat and said, "Hey, what do you think?" I'm gonna play it. I like a little comedy in my video games. I know some people are like, "Nah, it's too over the top." I mean, I've heard some, Tiny Tina's could be considered annoying by some. We've heard it listed as annoying. I think this one could fall into that same realm of kind of grating or annoying, but I think it sounds pretty good. I'm entertained.
Yeah, I mean, I made the comment earlier when we were chatting offline it reminds me of the one gun from Borderlands. I don't know which one it was. It was either one or two, or maybe they had it in both, that would always say things when you were shooting it. But this is all of them. I mean, I don't know. I kind of like a game that leans into its weirdness. They're like, okay, we're just going to do like something completely unique. And like, we know it's kind of ridiculous, but we're going to do it anyways. I don't know, man. I'm feeling it. I'm all about this game.
Yeah, it's wild. Justin Rowland, that's who the Rick and Morty team member is. Not Rick.
I am not a big animated person. Like, I don't watch a lot of animated content, like shows or animes or anything of that nature. And I don't know why, but Rick and Morty like worked for me. Like, I watched like every one of those episodes and it hit me at the right time, and I enjoyed that entire series. So if this is humor in the same vein, like, I'm here for it. Even if only a third of it's funny in my mind, that's still a third more than I would have thought otherwise.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna admit that I have never watched an episode of Rick and Morty.
Not bad. It's not bad, but I like crass cartoon humor. Like, South Park's one of my all-time favorite shows, still is. They just had a new South Park movie release on Paramount. And
this next quick hit is for Casey. They talked a little bit about Hollow Knight Silk Song. Where you land, Case?
Yeah, I think it's like poor Nintendo. Because Xbox is like, guess what? We're saying it is coming, but there's no date. I was just like, it's pretty short. I was like, okay, cool. I know it's coming. You didn't give me anything here. You showed me more gameplay. It looks like Hollow Knight, which more Hollow Knight is not a bad thing if you like Metroidvanias, which I do. And it's, it's a really good game, but it didn't get me excited. It didn't hype me up at all. If we're talking about hype meter, which I think we have, like, meh.
For sure. So this game and the Cuphead DLC kind of live in the same space in my head. Like, it's called DLC, but it's been so long that I'm hoping that these are almost standalone experiences.
Yeah,
and by that I mean length of gameplay. Like, I want this to be a full meal deal. I don't want it to just be DLC and a few more levels. Like, I want this to be a full meal deal, and I think that's why they changed this to Silk Song, right? This was originally an add-on,
and they're like, we're just gonna make it a game.
Yeah. Exactly right. And I don't know where the DLC for Cuphead lands in that, but in my mind, they feel very similar. Illegal says, never watched Rick or Morty, but love Family Guy. I think Family Guy, like, holds a very impressive title in the history of animated series on television. I don't know how well it holds up today.
Do you ever watch Bob Burgers?
No, I do not.
I like Bob Burgers. That's a good one,
Is that
too.
Right?
John H. Benjamin. I grew up watching home movies like in my early 20s and teens, and I developed a lot of my humor.
Yeah. One other game that I wanted to bring up, just as a quick hit.
Go ahead.
They talked about Diablo 4.
Yeah, they announced the last class as a necromancer, I believe.
They're like, oh guys, sorry. I know Immortal, like, everyone hates us right now, but seriously, we're doing good things. Just please like us. Please like us again.
I mean, like, Microsoft's taken the brakes off and being like, hey, guess what? You guys can talk about things. And
what do you think, Phil? You're kind of a Diablo guy, if I remember correct.
I'll definitely run this game. I mean, look, I was such a hater about that Diablo Immortal announcement. I mean, we laughed about it the last podcast, I think, but I liked D3. I thought that they made a lot of missteps. They were trying some different things with the money market, and I thought that by the time they patched through and fixed a bunch of things, like, I don't know, when I play a game like this, I don't want to play through the campaign 5 times, right? And that's what I had to do with D3. It was like in order to get my character max level, you had to play it on every difficulty level. I would like to just play the campaign, and they have a very important. I was watching some footage today while I was working, and they're going to have a PvP. So that is definitely going to be in the game as PvP.
Have they had PvP in the past, Phil?
Diablo 2 did a big scene for a while.
And someone made a great comment on YouTube that I was reading, which said it's almost like they took the gameplay of D2 and with the graphics of D3 and put them together, and that kind of makes sense because D3 was beautiful. I mean, I liked it. I thought all the animations were good, but yep, I'll definitely be doing some runs on this game.
What class do you think you'll play, Phil?
Well, in the last one, so I played Diablo 1, and another admission, I have never played D2.
Really? Whoa.
Yeah, I went D1 to D3, so I have no concept of what people are talking about when they say Diablo 2 was the best. I played Wizard. I was a Wizard. So whatever.
I had like the opposite experience. I only played D2. I didn't get to D1. D2 I played through with buddies, and then D3 I kind of just bounced off. I tried to play it on console, and I was like, nah, not right now, and then just never went back.
Yeah. I like Diablo 3.
It's good.
Parts of it. This looks fun. It'll be interesting. Let's see. I always liked how people would make money off of Diablo, and I was like, "This is rad" because it's just gambling.
Can you believe that?
Yes, I can, and it's rad.
They canceled that money market so fast because it's just a random roll, and then they would get these rare boots, and it was like someone was looking to complete their set. Yeah. And like they only needed it or this amulet, and you're like that they knew was like a 1 in 1,000,000% chance of dropping, and they're just like banking real money. Like I was on the money market, and then a buddy of mine was like, "No, dude, this isn't in game. You got to link your bank account. This is the real deal." I'm like, dude.
Well, people would make bots that could farm.
Yeah, that's
Diablo 2 was a generous game, and I think that's the wild thing about it to me too. That my coworkers in here, Millie,
is that Enrique 1? Is that how you say that?
Enrique
1. Yeah, no, Diablo 2, he mentions, is a generational game. Agreed. Like there is no cow level, like still resonates with me. And in fact, when I was loading into Diablo Immortal on my phone, it like popped it up and I was like, oh, you're playing it with nostalgia. I see what you're doing here. I accept it. I don't appreciate it, but I accept it.
What class were you when you played?
On D2? Oh, I couldn't even tell you.
I think you're like a paladin guy.
Yeah, no, I don't normally go paladin.
No hammer, okay.
No.
Ranger?
Yeah, probably Ranger. I like me some arrows.
Yeah.
I like to hang back and try to snipe a little bit normally. I am still playing Immortal. I'm not paying attention to the story whatsoever. I am playing it while stuck in an airport. I had to travel this week.
Nice.
I played it in an airport. I played it in a hotel room while watching the NBA Finals. The game was on, the basketball game was on. The video game was muted. So that's about how I'm enjoying it, and it's fine. Like,
do you regret it? Do you regret downloading it?
I mean, no, but it's also like just mindless enough for me not to, like I don't feel like they're cheapening the Diablo experience with this game. Like, and there's no getting around that. I'm logging in, I'm playing, I'm not paying attention. I don't really have to worry about what cooldowns or what special abilities I'm setting off and cooldowns I'm managing. Like, I just kind of just like roll and not really think about it. And I don't think that does Diablo justice in my mind. Like, it should be a game that you're leaning into and playing undivided attention. And then you get through the first 3 levels and then you start listening to podcasts. Now that you've got a good run or a good, loop under your belt,
Yeah. Right on.
But Microsoft had some news. I think one of the bigger stories to come out of Summer's Game Fest, which kind of lit the internet aflame, is that Kojima Productions is working with Microsoft.
And there was like another run story that he said earlier today that he was making a horror game. There's some horror game supposedly that he's doing.
Oh, is that right? So he has
saw something
multiple
about that.
irons in the fire. Okay.
No, I think that's the game he's making with Xbox Studios. It's
Got it.
the assumption that's going around on the interwebs. Yeah, this is an interesting move. Just Microsoft trying to buy everything, and they really want to break more into the Japanese market, so they get a Japanese developer that is beloved. People love Kojima. Kojima's a wild man. And imagine what they could do if you gave him like Microsoft Flight Simulator tech. You'd be like, here you go. Like, what are you gonna do, Kojima? Whatever I want.
I don't know. I tried to play through Death Stranding, and boy, that was not a game for me.
No,
but I also wasn't in love
it's
with MGS5. I know. I'm one of the few. I get it.
but graphically, it's pretty nice.
Graphically impressive for sure.
Yeah.
Visual
spectacle.
we get into these people just fanboy out on the internet right now, and it just drives me crazy. Like, I just want to be able to play my games wherever I play my games.
Well,
if I had one system that played everything, that would be the one that I would play. I don't like the gatekeeping. You've heard me rant on this about 30 episodes ago when they made Spider-Man an exclusive character in the Avengers game. I don't like the exclusive contracts, but I understand it's how the world runs.
That Midnight Sun that got announced too at Summer's Game Fest. The other win, Microsoft's doing really good work. I want to point that out because they have Spider-Man in it, so they must have had acquired some deal with Sony to allow them to use the Spider-Man property with it, which I think is great. A lot of indie studios just getting swept up. They're looking good. Nintendo's been quiet. I think there's a lot of rumors. Alana Pierce, if anybody wants to follow her on Twitter, she's a former IGN reporter, and she's working with Sony Santa Monica. She's a streamer too. Great. Used to do great IGN coverage. She mentioned something about like a direct on 28th, 29th. She might have some insider information being in the business. But the other thing is the stockholders meetings around that time, and that's usually when the direct. So I think we're gonna have a direct in the next week or two. And the other
why wouldn't they make that like headline news? Like, hey, we're all announcing games right now. Nintendo's going to go next week. Why wouldn't they announce that?
Because Nintendo likes to do whatever they want to do, man. They're like, hey, okay, we're here.
No, we drop stuff. That's how we do things.
They're like that Kayak kid that has this amazing hidden talent that just comes out of nowhere. It's like he has the voice of an angel, but he's never said a word in 3 years. You're like, what? What is Billy doing?
Oh my gosh, Jason, why do you got to sing in the middle of this assembly? We were trying to talk about something serious, and you're just belting out Amazing Grace.
Yeah, he usually is eating glue in the back. Like, what happened? No, that it's just Nintendo does what they want. Here's the other thing. Like, people like E3 died for this because it's been kind of like a lukewarm thing. There's things we're excited about, but there's more like things that I've seen Summer Game Fest. Like Capcom, like, let's talk about things we have coming out. Nothing new. And it's like, all right, I like that you're talking about things that are coming out, but I'd also like to hear like one new thing. And I am excited for Mohan. But there was a Dragon Dogma. There's a Dragon's Dogma baseball shirt because it's the 10th anniversary of Dragon's Dogma, and there is a fever on the internet. There's like it's the next like, hey, we're the cool kids that like Bloodborne before Bloodborne got big, and I think Dragon Dogma is going to have a renaissance here in the next year.
Hey, it could happen. It could happen.
Not a bad game.
I also want to call out that Persona is coming to the Microsoft platforms.
Yeah,
which is crazy. Like, that has been a Sony exclusive for many moons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is a game that's been on my backlog for a very long time. I will eventually get around to Persona 5. Maybe I'll actually play it when it comes to Microsoft, but no promises. That's a lot to bite off and chew. That's
oh my god,
a huge JRPG. Have you played any of those, Case?
I haven't played Persona. I'm interested in playing them. Everyone's like, are they coming to the Switch? The other hot rumor is Fire Emblem. And people like there's been some there's a YouTuber called RGT 85, and he does Nintendo videos, and he talked about, I don't think we need another Fire Emblem game because they have like a Warriors game coming out this month that's a playoff of 3 houses that is getting some good reception. People really like the demo. But the leak online is that they have another fully developed Fire Emblem ready to go, and something about a character with red and blue hair. And they're like, we don't need another. Like, why can't Nintendo do other properties? And you gotta remember, like, Nintendo houses it, but there's other teams that make it. It's not like Nintendo being like, hey, This team's just really effective at making a product.
Nintendo is really good at like wringing out every bit of magic in those series and then like forcing themselves to re-innovate them too. Like if you've been following us for a while, you know I'm not a huge fan of Zelda Breath of the Wild, but at the end of the day, like I have to admit they went for it and they tried something new and it paid off.
Right.
And you see them do that over and over with a lot of their different series. And you got to give them props. Does it work all the time? No. But at the end of the day, it's nice to see them taking the shots. So maybe we get one more Fire Emblem that's in this vein.
I would like that. I would like another Fire. I'm a huge Fire Emblem shill. So like, give me more.
Also say that the last one with the houses was pretty innovative. Like that's something
one of my. It's probably done, right? It maybe was my favorite Fire. It is maybe my favorite Fire Emblem ever. Personally, because one, I'm a teacher, so it's a teacher sim at that point too, and I like the development of the characters. I love Awakening. I love like that little background stuff, but I don't know. I'm ready to just get some more announcements, and I'm ready to play some games, and I'm ready to play Ninja Turtles. Yes. I think that moves us to our final segment. I think we were talking about like random thoughts or thoughtful moments. I like shower thoughts. Like these are the things like when you're like, huh, you know, do you ever have those like shower thoughts? Do you need an example of a shower thought?
No. I've definitely had a shower thought before.
Give me a shower thought.
I normally let them go down the drain though.
I see it.
That's for
the dad is strong in this one. The dad is strong.
Ooh. Yeah, shower thoughts are great. Shower shots are great. I'm also a wonderful singer in the shower. I can nail those high notes like a mofo.
Okay.
I'm very talented.
I believe it. So I said it to you guys, and I kind of always have thought that, and I wanted to have a discussion because I really would love to play Ninja Turtles on stream. But if we all had to rep a turtle, what vibes is everybody given? And I think we got to put Spool in the conversation because I think Spool would be our fourth. And I think they could get some other people to play with us maybe during Child's Play.
So if you're watching us on video, here's a picture from turtlepia.fandom.com, which is all four of the turtles. We got Raphael, right? Mm-hmm. He's the moody teenager. We got Mike.
He's the edgelord.
Is kind of the heckler, right? Is that what you said?
He's like the party dude.
Don is like the too cool smart one, right?
He's the tech smart guy, yes.
And Leo is kind of like what does Leo do?
He's responsible older brother, the leader.
He's disappointed in the other turtles for literally no reason.
He's like he's foster paw. Like, okay, dad. Like that's what his brother's kind of like. All right, guy. Yeah, he's Captain Buzzkill, but he's
Captain
good with some swords.
This is a toughie, right? I mean, I think is Phil Don Donatello?
Are you saying it because of his glasses?
I mean, I'm wearing. I don't get it. We all have glasses.
I know. Well,
listen,
why are you giving him Donnie? Is it because he is smarter than us? Yes.
Well, no. I mean, I would say that Casey, you're probably Don. I can tell you that the most useless Ninja Turtles in this group are definitely Mike and Raph. Probably Mike being the most useless.
Oh man, Michelangelo's is my favorite.
So does that make me Michelangelo? Is that how this is going?
You know what? I think honestly you do give the Mikey vibes.
Is that because wait, what?
A little bit.
This was a bad idea. We should.
I think you're Michelangelo or Leonardo.
No, all four of us are Donatello. Moving on.
No way. You can't all four be Donatello.
Well, I mean,
who wants to be Donatello?
Here. Well, Spool's not here, so he's obviously Raphael, right?
Here's a hater. Here's a hater question. Who is Spool?
Spool is Sean Poole, and he's like our unofficial third that he's done a lot with us on the show, and he's one of our close friends. And he always comes in and is always hung on.
Illegal once Raphael. You guys remember the Turtles game for Super Nintendo? Heck
yeah, man. We're talking about Turtles in Time. Great game.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll be Splinter. Game over. Yep.
Oh, awesome. That's who you are. Okay.
Actually, you should be Splinter because of all that hair you were rocking.
I was almost rat adjacent. I think Casey Jones is.
Also Splinter only washes his hair every 5 days.
I mean, probably. And it's his fur. No, in the game they have stats and they have builds, which I like. To too. But no, in the comic, Raphael's the strong one, and like the new current one that our kids watch, like my son watches, it's called Intro Rise. Raphael's the leader. They did a
if
whole.
You're so excited about it, you can be Raphael.
I'm not an edgelord. I'm not emo enough. Well,
I think we all have a little bit of turtle of each variety in us all.
Yeah, but which one are you playing? No.
How's that for a cop out? I mean, which one am I playing? Oh, I'm going for Leo. Like I always go Leo.
That's what I'm going to.
Yeah.
I'm definitely
interesting.
Leo.
I would go to Mikey or Donnie.
Do you go Donnie?
Or Casey Jones. Casey Jones looks fun. There.
I'd play April.
She uses her microphone like a whip. So you got some range.
Microphone's excitement. Yeah. Come on.
Well, I think we can wrap it up because you guys are obviously not Leonardo's.
Listen, we're such good friends that we don't offend each other by making one of us Raphael. Like no,
Raphael's the best. What are you talking about? I'd take Raphael.
Okay, wait. If Raphael's the best, then but you didn't want to be Raphael a second ago.
I didn't think I'm an edgelord. That's why. But if we're going going by actual attributes in strength, Raphael's physically the strongest. So yes, I would say I'm Raphael in this room.
Do you remember in the first movie when he loses his sai and he drops it, and then he spends like 3/4 of the movie literally pouting about how
he's
lost
the
his
emo
sai.
one. Yeah,
which is why none of us want Raphael. That is exactly the reason.
He's also the one that whoops the most ass, dude. Like he's in there dominating too. He fights all those ninjas by himself. He does get paralyzed. No, it's the worst. He just does whatever he wants too. But I don't think any of us are edgelords. They are overcompensating. And there's two of them.
And there's two.
I've always been a Michelangelo guy. I like Michelangelo.
Is it a pizza thing?
Orange is my favorite color. And I think nunchucks are cool.
I think
nunchucks are real cool.
Nunchucks are pretty cool. They really are. They really are. I also don't like I like the idea of Don having a big old stick to just like whack people as well. So all that said, I think we've had a pretty good hour here tonight. We're probably going to bring it to a close. Phil has put together some questions, but I feel like we're probably near the end of our cast. I'd like to give mad kudos over to our buddy Phil, who has been streaming and doing a whole bunch of content for the show. He's put up a TikTok page and YouTube shorts. Really appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, he's been a real credit to the team.
Well, you guys are both awesome. Yeah, you guys are both awesome. And this is just
we're giving each other our flowers. Any take backs or apologies that anybody wants to make other as well
on air.
No, it's just this has been really fun, and this is something that we talk about. I talk about this on almost every podcast where we are so busy and it's so hard to connect with people, and people live so far away from each other that to be able to have something like this and have it grow and just have it be cool is just super important to me. So thanks for having me on.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And if you have been, and if you are not subscribed to our Twitch channel, we have been going live. Phil's gone live twice already this week, I want to say. So this is the third time we've been hot.
Yeah.
We're going to try to keep doing that. Phil is leading us the way, and we're going to try to at least get a stream out once a week, as well as do this podcast once a week.
On Twitch, please, and that description.
Subscribe. Check out our Discord. It looks like Casey, you dropped that in the Discord. Good.
I dropped down our chat, and those for listening on the podcast, you can just go to the info on this episode and all the links, and sub to our YouTube, please.
Yeah. Sub to our YouTube where the shorts are happening, and also we're on the TikTok. You can see us on the TikTok. So all of the teenagers can now find us. Our untapped market.
Do we have to do the TikTok? It's just
it's what ruined Facebook. No, I'm kidding. They should have kept it Facebook. That's like he wanted in social network.
Listen, TikTok is amazing. I'm bringing these people to the light. Casey's not there yet, but he'll come along. They always do.
I know the algorithm's good. Wait, Phil and I both know it's strong. We're just staying away. We're like,
that's right. That's right. I got to just keep it off my phone. I will say in a closing statement with the word "the." My son smartly pointed out the other night he has been watching that show on Netflix called "The Floor Is Lava," but he has rightly pointed out that the show is not called "The Floor Is Lava." It's called "Floor Is Lava." And he has said to me, "Dad, why is this not called The Floor Is Lava?" And I said, you know what? You're actually 100% right. They should have just called it The Floor Is Lava.
Somebody, it was probably a URL thing. Like they couldn't get the rights to the URL. The floor is lava. They could only get the floor lava.
That's
So
right.
The Tiki Talkie. Nathan, illegal. Feel free to follow us on the Tiki Talkie. If you want more of us, you can follow us on the social channels. We mentioned some. They'll also be in the attached description if you're listening on a pod or on YouTube. Check out our Discord. We've been sharing those trailers back and forth and giving our thoughts. If you saw something during the Summer's Game Fest you want our thoughts on, drop it in the chat. We'll either add it to next week's agenda or message you back there.
Or just come talk to us in Discord about it. We can have a conversation there.
Yeah, exactly. And that is a wrap for us this week. Thank you for joining us. We are out.
Play your games.